Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Daily English Talks.
Hey everyone, great to see you here again.
I am Emily, and this is my amazing friend Jack.
And we have a really confusing topic for you today.
Oh, yes, this is something that makes students cry.
Literally, I have seen people give up on English because of this.
We are talking about be, been, and being.
Ugh, these three words are my nightmare.
Your nightmare? Jack, you speak English fluently.
Yes, but I still get confused sometimes. When do I use been? When do I use being?
And sometimes you just use be randomly and hope for the best.
Okay, yes, I admit it. I guess sometimes.
So if you have ever been confused by these three words, you are not alone.
Even people who speak English every day get confused.
But today, we are going to make this so simple.
Really? You can make this simple?
Yes, by the end of this video, you will understand exactly when to use each one.
So stay with us. This is going to be really helpful.
But first, hit that like button right now.
Yes, and subscribe to Daily English Talks.
Reminding, click the bell icon so you never miss our lessons.
Do it now before we start. It only takes 1 second.
Thank you. Now let's solve this mystery.
Okay, Emily, explain this to me like I am 5 years old.
All right, let me start with the simplest one first. Okay, let us start with be. This is the simplest one.
I'm ready. Tell me everything.
Be is the base form, the original form, the root of everything.
Base form. What does that mean?
It means it is the basic version before we change it.
Okay, like the original.
Yes, think of it like this. Be is the parent, and am is, are, was, were are the children.
Be is the parent. That is a funny way to think about it.
All these words come from be. They are all forms of be.
Oh, so am is a form of be? Is a form of be?
Exactly right. They are all the same word, just different forms.
So when do I actually use the word be itself?
Good question. We use be in a few specific situations.
Tell me when.
First, after modal verbs like will, can, should, must.
Can you give me an example?
Sure, I will be there. You should be careful. It must be true.
He can be funny. We should be quiet.
Perfect. You use be after modal verbs.
Okay. What else? When else do I use be?
After to, like I want to be a teacher. She needs to be patient.
Oh, I am going to be successful. He wants to be rich.
Excellent examples. You understand.
Okay, I get be. Now what about been? That one confuses me.
Okay, been is trickier. Pay close attention. All right, been is the past participle form of be.
Past what? You lost me already.
Okay, forget that grammar term. Let me explain simply.
Yes, please. Simple explanation.
Been is used when something happened in the past and has a connection to now.
Past connected to now.
Like if I say, I have been to Paris.
Okay, you went to Paris in the past.
Yes, and that experience is still part of me now. I have the memories now.
Oh, so it is past, but it still matters now.
Yes, you got it.
I have been sick. I was sick before, and maybe I'm still recovering.
Perfect example.
She has been here. She came here in the past.
Exactly, and we use been with have or has.
Oh, I have been, he has been, they have been.
Yes, always with have or has.
Can I use been without have or has?
No, never. That would be wrong.
So been always needs have or has before it.
Exactly. Always. You cannot say, I been there. That is incorrect.
I must say I have been there.
Perfect. You understand been.
Okay, now the scary one. Being.
Do not be scared. Being is actually not that hard. Okay, being is the ing form, the continuous form.
Oh, like other ing words? Running, eating, sleeping?
Yes, being is just be plus ing.
So when do I use being?
We use being when something is happening right now or was happening at a specific time.
Can you give me examples? I do not understand.
Sure, I am being serious. Right now, at this moment, I am serious.
You are being silly. Right now, you are acting silly.
Perfect, you got it.
He is being rude. At this moment, he is rude.
Yes, but notice something. Being is usually used with am, is, are, was, or were.
Oh, I am being, you are being, he is being.
Exactly. Being needs a helper verb.
She was being quiet. In the past, she was quiet at that time.
Excellent. Past continuous.
Is being always about behavior or actions?
Usually, yes. We often use being to talk about how someone is acting.
Stop being lazy. Why are you being so difficult?
Perfect examples. Being is often about temporary behavior.
So if someone is being mean, it means they're acting mean right now, but maybe they are not usually mean.
Yes, that is exactly right. Being is often temporary.
I think I am starting to understand.
Okay, now let us compare all three together.
Yes, I want to see them side by side.
So, be is the base form, been is the past participle, being is the continuous form.
Be, been, being. Okay,
Let me give you the same sentence with all three. Ready?
ready.
I want to be happy.
Future wish, want to be.
I have been happy.
Past experience connected to now.
I am being happy.
Right now, I am choosing to be happy.
Wow, you really understand.
I think I'm getting it. Give me another example.
Okay, he will be a doctor.
He has been a doctor for 10 years.
And being?
He is being a good doctor today.
Almost. We would not usually say that. Being works better with adjectives about behavior.
Oh, he is being helpful. He is being professional.
Yes, much better.
So being is more about how you are acting, not what you are.
Exactly. Great observation.
What mistakes do people usually make with these words?
So many mistakes. Let me tell you the most common ones.
I am listening. I do not want to make mistakes.
Mistake number 1, using been without have or has.
Like saying, I been there?
Yes, that is so wrong. It should be I have been there.
Or she been sick is wrong? Should be she has been sick?
Correct. Always use have or has with been.
What is mistake number 2?
Using be after have, like I have be.
Wait, people say that?
Yes, some learners say I have be there instead of I have been there.
Oh, because they forget to use the past participle form.
Yes, with have you need been, not be.
I have been, she has been, they have been.
Perfect.
What about mistake number 3?
Using being incorrectly, like I being happy.
Instead of I am being happy?
Yes, being needs am, is, are, was, or were before it.
You cannot just use being alone.
Never alone, always with a helping verb.
Can you give me some funny examples to help me remember?
Sure. Let me tell you about my student's mistake.
Oh, what happened?
My student wanted to say, I have been very busy.
Okay, that is correct.
But instead, he said, I have being very busy.
Oh no, he mixed been and being.
Yes, and then he got confused and said, I have be very busy.
He used all three forms wrong.
I know, he was so confused.
Poor guy. But I understand his confusion.
Want to hear another one?
Yes, tell me.
Another student said, I will being late tomorrow.
Oh, that is wrong. Should be I will be late.
Exactly. You cannot use will with being.
Because after will, we use the base form be.
Perfect. You really learned this.
So I will being is wrong. I will been is also wrong.
Yes, only I will be is correct. Okay, let us practice. I will give you a situation. You make a sentence.
Okay, I am ready. Test me.
Situation 1. You want to become a teacher in the future.
I want to be a teacher.
Perfect. Situation 2. You visited Japan last year.
I have been to Japan.
Excellent. Situation 3. Your friend is acting crazy right now.
You are being crazy.
Perfect. All 3 correct.
I'm getting good at this.
Okay, harder one. Make 3 sentences about being tired. Use be, been, and being.
Okay. I do not want to be tired tomorrow.
Good. Been
I have been tired all week.
and being.
I am being tired? That does not sound right.
You are right. Being does not work well with tired because tired is a state, not a behavior.
Oh, so being works better with actions or behaviors.
Yes, like you are being lazy because lazy is about behavior.
But you are tired is just a statement, not about behavior.
Exactly. You are learning the subtle differences. Want some quick tricks to remember when to use each one?
Yes, please. I need memory tricks.
Okay, first trick. Be comes after to and modal verbs.
To be, will be, can be, should be.
Exactly. If you see to or a modal verb, use be.
I want to be. It must be.
Second trick. Been always comes with have or has.
Have been, has been, never just been alone.
Exactly. Make it a chant.
What about being?
Being comes with am, is, are, was, were, and it is usually about behavior.
Am being, is being, are being, about how you are acting.
Perfect. You have all 3 tricks.
Everyone, remember these tricks. They really help.
Now, let us use them in a real conversation.
Okay, let us pretend we are talking naturally.
Hey, Jack. How have you been?
I have been great, but I am being really busy this week.
Oh, what do you want to be when you finish this project?
I want to be relaxed, maybe go on vacation.
Where have you been on vacation before?
I have been to Thailand and Japan. Both were amazing.
See? We used all 3 naturally in one conversation.
And it sounded completely normal.
This is how you should practice. Use them in real conversations.
Yes, do not just memorize, actually use them.
Okay, everyone, let us do a quick final review. Yes, let me summarize what we learned. Be is the base form. Use it after to and modal verbs.
Been is the past participle. Always use it with have or has.
Being is the continuous form. Use it with am, is, are, was, were.
And being is usually about behavior or temporary actions.
Remember, do not use been without have or has.
And do not use being alone. It needs a helper verb.
If you understand this now, please like this video.
And subscribe to Daily English Talks for more helpful lessons.
Thank you so much for learning with us today.
Now go practice. Make your own sentences.
Write one sentence with be,
one with been, and one with being in the comments.
We will read all of them and correct them if needed.
Thank you, everyone. See you in the next lesson.
Keep practicing. You got this. Bye.
Bye, everyone.